What's going on, guys? So we are at Sames Ford in Corpus Christi, Texas. Got a big upgrade going on today. You all may remember the video I did a while back on the wheels, basically explaining that Ford does not use Alcoa wheels on their truck. It's their own in-house brand that they work with. And there's corrosion building up around the valve stem on all the wheels. Well, recently I noticed an issue with tire pressure, and the fact is I was losing some tire pressure and having to fill up the tires more often than I normally would. And I checked and I am losing some air around some of the valve stems. So this is an issue that Ford is aware of, and I took the truck in, but the truck wheels are out of warranty, so they weren't able to do anything. But today we're gonna do something, and this is gonna be pretty cool. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Yep, you see it as well as I do. Alcoa 19.5-inch wheels. These are the wheels my truck probably should have had on them. These are really awesome. Now, these Alcoa wheels are pretty special because there's a few features that you can get on these that you just don't get on the factory OEM wheels. These utilize what they call Durabright surface treatment, which is essentially a protective treatment on the wheel that allows it to withstand a lot of the road grime, the debris, the stuff that typically causes wheels to wear out. And they're super cool because the entire process of cleaning these is soap and water. You don't have to use any type of harsh treatments, anything that could possibly damage the surface. But before we dive too much deeper, and I want to give a huge shout out to the folks over at Alcoa for providing these wheels for me to review and evaluate on my truck. They caught wind of some of the issues I was having. We had a great call, a great collaboration, and they said, you know what? We want you to see what it's like to really experience true Alcoa wheels. And, you know, just the care process alone is probably going to make it worth it, just so I don't have to scrub these things really harshly or deal with the fact that, you know, the wheels are going to wear out and the finish is going to come off. So very, very cool. Glad I'm finally getting the real Alcoas put on. Something else that's cool about these is that you can mount any of these wheels in any position on the truck. So once we get the other wheels off, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about why they moved from a aluminum wheel to a steel wheel on the inside. Right off the bat, you would obviously think it's cost, but you'd probably be surprised to know that it has more to do with how much stud length you would have when you butt these two center hubs back to back. So that's the biggest issue, and I'll show you them once we get one over here. The key with these are they were able to actually remove material right here while still maintaining the same strength. And that gives me the ability now to run back-to-back or dually aluminum Alcoa wheels. That is super cool, and it's definitely an improvement over having a steel and an aluminum wheel, especially if you're worried about corrosion or if you're worried about rusting. Finally, one of the key identifiers of a true Alcoa wheel is the fact that it's a 10-hole pattern here. So the wheels that are on the truck have 8 holes. The Alcoa wheels are going to have 10 holes going all the way around. So that's just one way you can identify it, along with the true Alcoa sticker. And the dually wheel on the inside is also going to have an Alcoa sticker, and as well as Alcoa center caps. And I'll show you what I like about them and the reason why I might actually keep my Ford center caps. So I've had these tires on the truck now for probably been a year and a half. I think we're going to rotate them. Okay, so here are the new Alcoas, and here is one of the factory wheels that Ford puts on. They look very similar, you know, there's no doubt about that. You can definitely see the difference in the 8-hole pattern and the 10-hole pattern of the Alcoas. I think these give it a little bit of a more truck look, ultimately. You know, Alcoa is definitely a wheel that most big rig semi-trucks use on the trucks, and a lot of companies even put them on the trailer. But these are the ones we'll be dismounting. And yeah, the thickness right here is significantly thicker than what you see right here. And you might think that's a good thing, but not always so. And a lot of it depends on the grade of aluminum that they're using, as well as the technology in engineering the wheel itself. Alcoa's been doing this for a long time. I trust they know what they're doing. And this is what I was talking about earlier. So You have that real thick material on the Ford factory wheels, and then you have this really thin material on the steel wheels. So that's the reason why they use the steel wheel, and that's what Alcoa actually told me. So this isn't coming from Ford or coming from whoever makes their wheels. This is what Alcoa said. Because this is so thick and this is relatively thin, it gives you the amount of threads you need on the studs to be able to properly tighten them in place against the hub. If they put 2 of these back to back, you wouldn't have enough threads left on your studs. You'd think just go to a longer stud, but these wheels use advanced engineering that give them the ability to make that area a little bit thinner, so you can butt them back to back, and you can run aluminums on the inner and outer wheel, which are super cool. And again, you can use them in any position. Your offset on a wheel like this is mainly because if you have it on the front, you have this deep dish coming out, and if you have it on the back, you have the deep dish going in. So one thing that I've noticed is a recurring theme and comment they're all making as they pick these wheels up are, they're a lot lighter, aren't they?
A lot lighter
than even the aluminum wheels that are on the truck, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of the point of these, is that you reduce a lot of weight of the wheel itself. You get a better product overall, and that finish is pretty amazing. So that Durabrite technology, it's going to be interesting to see how it holds up to, brake dust and other types of contaminants getting on it, but it's supposed to be extremely durable. I mean, extremely durable. And a lot of big rigs driving around, a lot of Class 8 semi trucks driving around with a very similar wheel from Alcoa on it, and they always look pretty shiny unless the driver just doesn't take care of them at all. Man, I feel like I need one of these in my garage. Again, it's kind of funny because every time they pick up a wheel or wheel tire assembly, they keep going, man, these are light. Like, you're gonna like these. These are so light. So very, very cool. They look really good. I should probably run it through a car wash when I'm done so I can clean the tires off as well. But man, those are some pretty looking wheels. Super shiny.
Yeah, those steel wheels are
Yeah, they're saying how heavy these steel wheels are. And from a material thickness perspective, these are significantly thicker. But again, you're not too focused on the thickness of the material, but it's more how the material was engineered and the materials that they used. So Alcoa, again, they've been doing this for a long time, and they've been doing it in the big rig arena for a long time as well. And it's just crazy to see how much thinner some of the material is. But that's also, again, because of how they engineer the wheel, the use of high quality materials, and the fact that they have experience working in this realm, and they've been able to make a wheel that is just as strong, probably even stronger than these factory wheels, using much less material, or at least thinner material in certain areas. You can even see in the holes here how much thinner it is on the Alcoa. I'm gonna guess overall they look to be about a 1/4 inch thinner in terms of the material almost all the way around. And they are significantly lighter as well. So it's really cool to see some of the engineering and innovation that goes into something as simple or basic as a wheel, which is in essence what your vehicle's riding on, and how it can be advanced over some of the other technology that's out there. That is really cool. So Jordan, you mentioned earlier that you had some other folks come in and they've also mounted tires on Alcoas. Have you noticed that they are always lighter, or, I mean, what perk do you generally see when you see an Alcoa wheel going on, considering you guys work on so many wheels and tires here?
I mean, they're a lot lighter, they look a lot nicer, and they look a lot durable.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Any more difficulty mounting them up?
Nah, it's the same process, nothing too crazy. It's actually a little easier. Alcoa wheel's actually pretty smooth.
Very good. And these steel wheels are stupid heavy. I mean, they're like crazy heavy. They probably weigh as much as 2 of the Ford aluminum wheels, and probably as much as 3 of the Alcoa wheels. And it's funny, every time he picks one of these up, he comments, man, that's light. 2 down, 4 to go. These are going to be on the front. And again, one of the big points to talk about with these wheels is, again, that Durabrite surface treatment that they put on these wheels, which really help them hold up in harsh environments. So So they're very proud of that, and that was one of those things that they talked to me about whenever we got on a call, and they said, you know what, you really should be aware of how durable these wheels are, the finish, and how that Durabrite finish gives you that really nice polished aluminum appeal as well as the durability you're looking for. So again, to reiterate another point that the folks at Alcoa brought up is the fact that you can run these wheels in any position. And seeing them all side by side, you can tell that they're essentially the same size wheel. So the industry has always kind of been under this misconception that you can only run certain dually wheels in certain positions on the vehicle. And it's just cool to know that that's not true with these new Alcoa wheels. And possibly all Alcoa wheels. All right, so now we have one of the Ford aluminum wheels off, and Jordan has an Alcoa wheel in his hand. So weight-wise, comparing the two there, what would you say?
Yeah, this one's lighter, a lot lighter.
A lot lighter?
Yeah, this one's pretty heavy.
That's a lot of material they used on those too.
Yeah.
Okay, so taking a closer look at the front hub of my truck, what you see here is a Centramatic balancing ring. These are designed to help balance out your wheels and tires so you don't have to have all sorts of balancing weights and balancing beads on your tires themselves or inside of your tire. These are really cool. It uses centrifugal force, so as the wheel spins, the beads inside of the fluid in these rings goes to the outer portion and essentially migrates to the areas that are out of balance. The one up front is relatively small in diameter. It's probably 13-inch diameter. The ones on the back, on the other hand, are significantly larger, and you have these two cutout holes right here, so whenever they're mounted up to the tire, you can still get to your valve stems so you can add air to your tires when needed. Check that out. That is the rear hub assembly on a Ford F450. Massive brakes. This is one beefy setup. Check out that lower spring right there. Thing's an inch thick. Then you have the 3 plus the 1 overload. This looks dramatically different than an F450 cab and chassis or chassis cab truck. On a chassis cab truck, you're likely to have upwards of 9 leaf springs back here. Much thinner leaf springs, but many, many more of them. This setup right here is designed to give you the capacity you're looking for with thicker, larger leaf springs, but also a relatively smooth ride. Because unlike a chassis cab truck, this truck only has roughly 4,800 pounds worth of cargo capacity, and it's important to dampen this ride since this is more of a family type vehicle than a chassis cab truck would be, which is designed to carry, you know, significantly more weight over the back. You can see my airlift airbag setup right here. Everything on that has still been working perfectly. Haven't had any issues. Actually, by now I thought I'd have a compressor failure or something, but nope, nothing going on with those at all. It's been working perfectly. And then anytime I install airbags, I always put a sticker here, and this isn't really to advertise, it's mainly to let the people working on the truck know that there's an airbag system in right when they first walk up to the truck and they start pulling things off. So check that out. Man, that looks good. Almost all set. These are the front, these are one side of the back, and these are the other side of the back. He's in the process of dismounting this tire, or just finishing up dismounting that one tire. Gonna go ahead and throw that tire on one of these wheels. Keep this process rolling. And what's really nice is that the valve stems are already included in the actual wheel, so you don't have to worry about the corrosion that you see on the Ford wheels building up over time. That is really, really nice. All right, so a lot of people want to know how the heck you get these center caps off, because it seems like you need Congress to agree on a method on how. So this is what they showed me. This is a Mac Tool product, the S120P. And what do you do? How does this thing work, just quickly? Do you just kind of put it on and pry it off?
Yeah.
Look at the cut. Don't scratch it.
So pretty much that's your cap, right? You want to fit that into there, and it's gonna, you have a kind of a handle, and it'll just yank right off.
Wow.
It's better to do it on the ground though.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Hey, that made this entire project worth it, yeah. If you have any spares lying around, let me know. There they are. Man, they look absolutely gorgeous. We just have one final decision to be made. These are some beautiful Alcoa wheels, and they have Alcoa stickers on them right there on all of them, so easy to distinguish these from the factory Ford ones that were on the truck. But final decision. So here are the center caps. Alcoa center caps, Ford center caps. Honestly, I kind of like the look of my Ford center cap a little bit better, especially with the King Ranch emblem in the center of them, since it matches the truck. These are the front. They already have the opening so you can lock your hubs. This has a removable cap from the center to lock the hubs, but I kind of like the taller profile of the front one. Now, these look pretty nice, so I might try to put these on the back, but what do you guys think? So whatever I put on the truck now, I can easily remove and swap. But should I go with the Alcoa center caps, or should I go with the Ford center caps? I know these are a little bit dirtier, but they're still actually really shiny and they look really good. This edge is more dirty than anything. Again, this is kind of a tricky one. I like these because it sticks out a little bit more. It makes the front look a little bit wider. But I like these because they're genuine Alcoa. Anyways, want your opinion. Leave a comment below. Ford, Alcoa, center caps. Man, it's almost too shiny. Go ahead and throw it on there and just kind of set it if you don't mind. Man, it really stands out. Now let's try the Ford one. I think I like the Ford one a little better. What do you think?
Yeah, I would do the Ford one.
Yeah, and it gives you direct access to the center so you don't have to pop a cap off or anything. So we'll probably put the Ford ones up front, and then we'll put the, well, let's do the same thing in the back with the Alcoas because they're so different. Okay, so here's the Alcoa. That actually looks pretty nice. Let's put the Ford one on there real quick. What do you think? What's your honest opinion?
Man, I would leave the King Ranch
Yeah.
Ford factory hub on there. I think it looks cleaner and
It matches the truck, yeah. It goes with the truck. The Alcoa one on one more time just to kind of see. I like the beefier look of this one too. That's, I think, where I'm going. Man, it'd be great if I could get a center decal for them that say Alcoa. But again, the King Ranch emblem just kind of matches.
We'll put one Alcoa side and the one King Ranch side.
Yeah, but guys, leave a comment below. What do you guys think? I can always switch them. This is an easy thing to switch now that I know what tool I can use to pop them off. But I think we're going to go with the factory Ford ones for now. Well, there it is. Brand new Alcoa 19.5-inch commercial wheels. Durabrite finish on it. Absolutely amazing. They look beautiful. Very subtle difference in terms of overall look. You got the extra 2 holes on each wheel. Awesome. Super lightweight. That's probably the key. They weigh so little, and that finish is absolutely stunning. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about the center caps. Should I try the Alcoa caps? I kind of like the look of the Ford caps a little bit better, to be honest with you. Guys, I want to give a huge shout out to the folks over at Alcoa for providing these wheels for review and evaluation for my truck. After catching wind of some of the issues I was having with the corrosion around the valve stems on the factory Ford wheels, which are not Alcoa, they were very, very nice to send me some brand new wheels for my truck. Truck's got some new shoes. What do you guys think? Anyways, I will put a link to Alcoa in the description of this video. Again, big shout out to them for this. Come out here to Quick Lane, Sames Ford. My boy Jordan, always doing a good job. These guys are awesome. Got me in and out in what, less than an hour, right? an hour to do a dually and to balance them, road force balance them, everything. That's awesome. So very, very, very cool company here. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, again, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.